if there was ever a skill I would ask people to learn or practice more often on a daily basis, it will be number one, reading, number two, listening. Why I call it reading? I'm recently just trying to get into the habit of actually reading books. And I think the first thing is it builds discipline. All right. Taking time to actually, number one, get a book to read. You find a book that even interests you, settling down, because you can't read when everywhere is noisy. You can't read when everywhere is distracted. You have to get in a calm, settled space. At least for most people, you have to get in a calm, settled space. So reading takes a lot of discipline to get you to relax, calm down, and focus. The key word there is actually focus, because I think when you're reading, you can't have too many things on your mind. When you are reading, you can't be all over the place. When you're reading, you have to be single-minded. Sometimes you can even just gloss over the words and not even realize, well, being present in that moment for a long period of time. And I'm not saying you should start and finish a book in a day. That's not what I'm saying. But being able to just persevere and take your time and read is something so important. Look, this is coming from a person who, I don't think there's anybody that I know, I'm sure there are people that are out there, that has tried to look for other ways to grow, to learn, that are as effective or even more effective than reading. And honestly, believe you me, as much as you want to, experience is good. Don't get me wrong. Doing the thing is good. But I would say settling down to learn from what people have done, reading and all of these things, you gain a lot more insight than just doing things. Do you understand? Because doing things, you make mistakes. All of just is a shorter path. I won't say you gain more. I'll just use a shorter path. Because a lot of the time, when you settle down and read, and I know some people say the opposite of this, that okay, reading is good, but actually going to do things. I would say to those people a lot of the time, it depends on how you read. I don't just read. I don't mean that I read like a storybook where you just read to understand the story. I want you to read like you are trying to pass an exam. Read like you want to understand this thing and apply it in your life. And you realize that you would gain more if you did that, as opposed to just going head first into the thing. So that's my advice. The second thing, and I would say is almost more important, which is counterintuitive to what I've said before, but is listening. I can't even tell you how important listening is. For somebody, people who know me know I talk a lot. Yes, I have a podcast of like close to 100 episodes, but for every 10 minutes I talk, I can tell you I listen for 1 hour. That's how good. And I had to train myself on this skill. All right. I had to, because I realized that, look, people talk about how good I am in a conversation. If you have a conversation with me, you understand what people mean. I'm not tooting my own horn. Multiple people have told me this. So when I'm having conversations with people and they're like, oh, this guy actually knows his onions, and I'll tell people the truth. I don't know a lot of what you people think I know. I give the perception I know a lot. And that's because I listen for cues and understanding. People don't even realize that when you talk a lot and when you during conversations, you drop subtle hints about the things you're trying to say. All right. That if I pick up on and I follow through, I can easily just lead the conversation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I do a lot of the time when I'm listening is not just listening to what you're saying, and listening to what you are saying and the subtle facts you are dropping as you are saying them. So a lot of the time, I may not even know what you're talking about, but give me the mic and I'll be able to speak on it almost as well as you think I do. So listening is such an important skill. And that's why in some context, you see me, I get to your room, I'm just quiet. It doesn't necessarily mean I just want to keep quiet. It means I'm trying to gauge the room. I'm trying to understand who. Do you understand? It also gives me time to perceive my surroundings. Who are these people? What are they like? Because yes, you may not know all about a person from one conversation, despite what anybody tells you. People like to do that thing of, oh, give me a conversation with somebody for 5 minutes, I can tell you all about them. No, you can tell subtle, outspoken things about them, but their true depth you will never know from one conversation. But what I'm trying to say is, what they want you to know, you can know. And so when I'm taking time to keep quiet and listen as opposed to speaking. Such important. And listening doesn't even just apply to conversations alone. For example, I listen to a podcast a day. And that podcast could be a sermon. That podcast could be something of, let me not say a podcast, let's call it audio, some sort of audio a day. So it could be a YouTube video where I'm intentionally not watching it, I'm listening to it. Because I think people underrate the concept of listening because they feel like, okay, reading, you have to use your imagination. Listening, you also have to use your imagination. Because when somebody is describing something to you and you're listening, you're also trying to picture it. In the same way when you're reading and there's a description, you're also trying to picture it. So generally, I feel like listening is such an important skill. All right, that individuals need to learn, love, and really, really train themselves on. Because not only will it make you a better conversationalist, if that's a word, but you would see the effect in your all-round life. You see the effect like, okay, looky, this man, woman, whatever, they know their onions. And number two, it even just makes you learn a lot more. All right, to be very honest, you learn vastly a lot more when you listen than opposed to when you just open your mouth and be blabbing up and down. Take time to listen. As a rule of thumb, whenever you enter a room, whenever you enter a space, especially an unfamiliar space you don't know, take the first 10 minutes, except you are called upon or spoken to or asked about something. Take the first 10 minutes to just listen. Listen to everything around you. Listen to, if at all you must speak, keep it short, keep it brief, keep it moving. Because do that, and I guarantee you sound 10 times smarter. And mind you, listening is not just listening to sounds. I'm talking listening to the actual conversations, processing what individuals are saying before you open your mouth. Do 10 minutes of active listening whenever you enter a space. I guarantee you see a drastic change in your life. 10 minutes. All I ask, 10 minutes. Try me. Whenever you enter a new space, be it a conference, be it whatever, close your mouths for 10 minutes before you network with anybody, before you reach out to anybody, just in this space. Observe your surroundings, number one. Listen to whatever is around you. Take notes. Assimilate your entire surroundings and listen to conversations in and around you. Emphasis on the in and around you. All right? So like, oh, I heard this. It's just a way to really, really put yourself and immerse yourself in the experience, as opposed to the first thing you get there, you want to start talking to me. Honestly. So yeah, this is just my advice of things I do. I thought to share. I know my voice may sound a little bit different today. I have serious cold, serious kata. But as usual, if you enjoyed this and you loved value from this, I think short episodes are actually really cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this and you got value from this, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, if you're on Apple Music, just drop a review, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you guys learned from this. And am I talking trash? Can you guys let me know? All right. Thank you so much. And please don't learn alone. Don't gatekeep this. Share it to your friends. All right. Thanks. See you and have an amazing day.